Hey everyone, I decided to go outside. Yes, you heard me. I went outside and there wasn't any sun because it was overcast. But who cares? I'm out here to take some awesome photos of my action figures. I impromptu just grabbed Ryu and Charizard from the Blockies Charizard, and I thought, hey, I could take some photos outside with these two characters, and it was kind of random, kind of just out of the blue, and I thought, yeah, it's really nice out here. I think this would make for some cool photos. I didn't bring a tripod because I was at the park for a different reason, but I grabbed these guys, and yeah. So, John Toys Ryu, pretty posable, pretty cool. One of my favorite figures that I have, and I think he'll be great to match up with Charizard, who is a little small, but it's a really good and posable figure. It's actually a model kit, so it's by Blockies, who does a bunch of other things, especially Transformers, which I love the Transformers stuff. So I think, yeah, looking at the area, I am deciding to go to this rock. And I really like this rock. It's a cool looking rock, and I like rocks. I think it's not limestone. It looks too solid to be limestone, but there's a whole bunch of area over here that I could also take photos in, and I was considering the tree, but I don't really think the figures will grip it that well. One of the reasons I grabbed Ryu is because he has pretty big feet and really good articulation. Granted, he doesn't have the best butterfly joints, but you can get his head in a lot of good poses. Neck is great, crunch is great. The legs are pretty good with their bend, and they look natural in most poses. Though in this lighting, you could really see the shading that Jada Toys put into this Ryu. Pretty cool. And just have him temporarily set up on the table here. I don't think I'm going to take too many on the table, but I probably did. But yeah, he and Charizard look pretty cool, but the table feels too industrial to be to be in front of a tree. However, if you couldn't tell, this is actually future reviews talking. Present reviews past reviews from my perspective will come in later. But I did take a few photos here, and now I'm going to move over to this rock, because I like rocks. And I think they look cool, especially with Charizard. Maybe I should do like a whole Pokemon shoot thing with all my little figures from when I was younger. And yeah, he just looks awesome on top of the rock. And I think it fits really well, especially since Charizard is more animal-looking, animalistic. Him being a dragon guarding a rock on a mountain, this kind of feels like that, despite the absolutely giant tree scale-wise. But who cares? It looks cool. And because of his bigger feet, Ryu fits really nicely on the rock, even though it is slanted. And yeah, I think that looks super cool. Maybe I should have done maybe a training montage sort of picture shoot, but who cares? This is Ryu meaning Charizard. It can't get much cooler than this. Especially if you're like, what, a Smash Brothers fan or whatever. Yeah, I think this looks super, super cool. So while I am filming as I did this, I also taking photos using the record buttons camera feature in the iPhone. When you're recording, there's this little white circle at the bottom, and you can take photos as you're recording, and I think that's a great thing, especially for this type of video. So as I'm going around recording and seeing different positions, I can just snap a photo right then and there. And I mean, yeah, that's how I took a good chunk of the photos. Obviously, at the time of the recording of this, I have not edited them yet, but later in the edit, I will edit the photos, if that makes sense. Time. Gotta love it. Okay, present reviews here. I think I got the angles I like with this, the positioning. Yeah, I think that looks good. So I'm gonna take some photos and then move to another spot. And that other location is the other side of the rock. So, here. Okay. Shadow play, I think this looks super, super cool. Just gotta readjust his head so they're looking at each other. And bring this arm like this. Yeah, there we go. I think I should tail up. Okay, that stays balanced. There we go. Alright, so I have Ryu having beaten Charizard somehow. And I think that makes for a cool sort of defeated the dragon shot. Alright, now I'll do a shot where Charizard beats Ryu, and I think that'll be my last couple photos before I finish up. So, and then I'll show you my favorite photos, and most of them will be going to my Instagram, which is Ryjolt2. You can find it linked in the description or whatever if I remember to. Yeah, alright, let's see how cool this gets. Alright, I think I'm done, so I'm going to take these guys away and leave Mr. Rock to be ignored once more. And I think I'll meet you guys back in the light box. Alright, I am back home and I took all my photos, and now I think I will just edit them a little bit, post them to my Instagram, and wrap up this video by showing you those photos. Not all of them, because I took a bunch. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Please leave a like and subscribe and comment. I do respond to basically every single comment. If you check out my previous Five Nights at Freddy's review, yeah, I do in fact reply to basically every single comment. So have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye-bye.